make her remarks.
Well, Your Excellency, the Deputy President, and all assembled distinguished guests, all protocols observed. It is great to be in Mombasa today to turn over 16,000 metric tons of sorghum to the Kenyan people as part of the Black Sea Grain Initiative, brokered by the UN Secretary General and Turkey back in July of 2022. Under this initiative, more than 24 million metric tons of grain and oilseeds have already been shipped worldwide, including humanitarian aid via the World Food Program for more than 800 million of the world's most food insecure people. And the United States is, as always, proud to support these initiatives. You know, a number of our distinguished guests today have mentioned this, but the impact of Russia's war on Ukraine has had devastating consequences, not only obviously for the people of Ukraine and Europe, but for millions around the globe facing food insecurity. Coupled with the 5 consecutive failed rainy seasons, where an estimated 5.4 million people are projected to need food assistance by the end of June, these effects have been experienced right here in Kenya. The world is an interconnected place, isn't it? Countless lives have been saved through the generosity of the American people, many other NGOs and governments around the world. But there is much, much more to do. So the United States is trying to expand our long-standing work with countries around the world to make global food systems more resilient to shifting climates and to improve supply chains. The recently launched U.S. Vision for Adapted Crops and Soils will help Africa achieve a more food-secure future by identifying the most nutritious crops in Africa and examining how they respond to extreme climate events to provide African policymakers with the information that can drive crop adaptation research and investment. You know, as more and more people face emergency levels of food insecurity, additional support is going to be required from donors, the private sector, and governments across the world. And the Black Sea Grain Initiative is essential to millions of people worldwide. Many of you and the United States supported the UN Secretary General in his efforts to ensure the deal was renewed, and we are delighted to see that it was extended for another 120 days. As U.S. Representative to the United Nations said on March 17th at a UN Security Council briefing on the humanitarian situation in Ukraine, as long as Russia continues to blockade Ukraine's ports, the world needs the Black Sea Grain Initiative. The Black Sea Grain Initiative slashes global food prices. It calms market volatility. It ameliorates global food insecurity. And it saves lives. It must continue reliably and sustainably. The bottom line is that the world needs Ukrainian grain, and we are all better off when Ukrainian grain gets to the world markets. So thank you very much for having me today, and thanks for joining in this wonderful celebration. Thank you.
Your Excellency, we appreciate that droughts may recur, and therefore the humanitarian assistance we seek today should be considered a stopgap